underneath it all, she looks like a troll bridge. Where are you? Oh, Yahoo! Does anyone else remember those commercials? I just want to say, we're gonna get to know each other. But yeah, every time you guys are like, can you do, your hair looks so nice. And I'm like, oh, thank you. This is blow dried, step 1 of a very long process. So anyways, let's get ready today. I need it. We're gonna pull it together and just have fun and play with makeup. Please don't forget to subscribe down below, hit that like button, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's go ahead and jump in. Yeah? Okay, my hair is done. We can now get started. It's not done, but yeah, no, it's better. So we're gonna actually use the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette and some other stuff. So it's gonna be like a mix, but I'm sad to say that I have not used this, one, for the price that I paid for it, but two, I don't know, it's a gorgeous palette. Like when I look at it, I'm always just like, ooh, ah, and then I like forget that it's there. So we're gonna start with this shade right here. And then I think I might use like the Tati palette. I don't know yet. We're gonna use a whole bunch of stuff. I gotta get a different mirror out because the stupid flappy thing, I can't take it. All right, so I'm just gonna blend this through the crease, and I'm gonna take this quite high. But, and I like cleaned my face, and then I was swatching palettes to see what I wanted to use. I was gonna use like the blue shade from the Pat McGrath quad, but I figured maybe I'll just do a whole Pat McGrath like day. And then of course I touched my eye. I was like, oh, let me further aggravate this, and then I got glitter everywhere. So I was trying to think about things to talk about, and I was like, okay, I don't think we've ever talked about jobs. And I have worked very strange jobs. So I thought maybe that would be a fun video to do. Like, I feel like a lot of people I know, like even, you know, like my husband, he's worked at the same job for the past 10 years. And I think he had like 1 job in high school, maybe 3 like total, but he does not like, he's very much like, I don't want change type thing. I have worked, I can't count how many jobs. I cannot. But yeah, I started working really, really young. I have 2 older sisters, and I've just always been more of an old person, I guess. Like old, I don't know, old soul, but like just way more responsible than my age, I guess. You know, I always wanted my sisters to like me. I spent a lot of time alone when they were at school. My dad worked out of the garage. So yeah, I started working fairly young. I was 12 when I got my first job. Started babysitting before that, but I still remember those kids too. They're the cutest little redhead kids, and I miss them. The Sparaños, in case you remember me. But yeah, so I started doing that fairly young, and then I started bagging groceries at the base. So you could bag groceries, right? Like you weren't allowed to take the cart in and out. So you had to like escort people on base to their cars. And it was all tips. It was only tips. So no like hourly pay. But I used to make some good money doing that. Like I was like, I will carry your cases of water. I'll pack your car. A lot of cute military guys. I always knew though too, I was like, I'm never gonna date a military guy. I knew that at a really like young age, just like having friends move in and out like all the time. I was just like, oh no, that's not the life. I have like the most respect for people that could do that, but I don't think I could like do with the whole moving thing every few years and feeling like, you know, especially for spouses, like the unavailability of jobs. But yeah. Anyways, they were still cute, and they usually tipped well. And if you got a bad tipper, you try to skip the line. But that was the beginning. Then when I moved here to like the US, I was about 14, and I got a job at Barrow's Pizza. And I was a cook. And that was actually really fun. That was a really, really fun job. I feel like now, like if I ever had the extra like money to just do whatever I felt like doing, I feel like I would go to cooking school. I really enjoy it. I'm terrified of cooking for people though, other than Nick, but Nick will eat garbage. So it's like, What does he care? You know, it's not really like a testament to my cooking. He'll eat anything. But yeah, that was really fun. And what else did I do? I'm trying to think of what else I did between that. I worked a lot of retail. I worked at Hollister or Abercrombie, one of the two. I think it was Hollister. They hired me as a model. And I was like, thought I was like super special. And then they stuck me in the back. And I didn't really like that job. Retail was never my favorite. I've worked at Baker's Shoes. I have, like, my high heel collection is no joke. And I get all ready, and then I look at my heel collection. I'm like, this is so pretty. And then I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to wear them. Like, we would always lie to people and be like, these are so comfortable. You should totally get these. So we had to wear them, obviously, like, while we were at work. And then we'd run in the back and, like, take them off for a few minutes while we got this, like, the stocks down, like the sizes they wanted, because we were just like, my feet are killing me. And then you'd walk out, just put a happy face on, just be like, we're good, you know, with our feet like full of blisters. But it was still, that was actually pretty fun. The Hollister thing, they made me fold a lot, and I was not about that. I was not into folding. You had to be there at 4 o'clock in the morning. I still hate folding. I still hate laundry. It hasn't changed. I loved the perfume part when they're like, go walk around the store and smell the perfume. I'm like, oh yes, I'll do that. And then I got hired at Express. And that was fun for a little bit. Not really. I didn't love the crowd there. The Shoes was more fun. And any of the food places were fun. And the funny thing is I never really ate a lot of pizza while I worked at Barrow's. But as soon as I was done working there, like even now, I'm just like, ooh, Barrow's, let's have that. All right, we're going to dip into some of the deeper shades. Like I said, I think what it is with this palette is I get confused. Like, if you're looking at it up close, you really can't tell, like, the difference between, like, the matte and the metallics from the cream to powder formula. So I never know what I'm dipping into. Like, I mean, granted, I could take 2 seconds and, like, look at this thing. But I just don't. So when I look at it, I'm like, is this a matte? Is this not a matte? It looks not smooth. I like the formula when I use it, but it's definitely not my favorite. Like, I prefer just like a normal matte for sure. So we'll make it a little interesting and dip into like the more of like the orangey brown first and mix it in with the deeper if we need to. Let's see how this goes on first, because I don't remember. Yeah, after that, I graduated high school at 16, and then I went to college. I went to ASU because my sister was going, and my mom was like, either you can move in with your sister, because she went back to Italy, and not move in with my sister, but like I had to go to ASU because that's where she was, or live at home. And I was like, I'm gonna move out. So I did that, and it was actually a pretty lonely experience. Like, I definitely regret going to college early. I don't regret like graduating high school early, because I went to 3 different high schools in 3 years. That's a whole mess. But I definitely was not like ready to choose a good major. Exercise and wellness hasn't got me very far. It was interesting, but I wish I would have done business or marketing, something more usable, now that I have a very hefty amount of loans that I still have to pay off. But not the point. My suite mate and my dorm room mate, they dropped out within like the first 2 months. So I actually ended up being completely alone rather than like making friends and meeting people. And then I graduated when I was done with school when I was 20. So I didn't really, I don't know. Anyways. But when I was in college, I decided exercise and wellness pretty fast. I did not realize that you did not need a degree, and that it wasn't going to help me in no way in terms of a career and personal training. But at that point, I thought maybe I'll do physical therapy as well. More so because like when I got out, I realized like LA Fitness is going to pay me $6 an hour. So I did that for a while. Didn't last long. But I decided I got a job at the SRC, which is like the gym on campus. So I worked as a personal trainer there for years. And that was really fun. I taught classes, like really big groups, and I got to take them out to like fields. And it was actually I really liked that job. They paid you really well. They only charged the teachers like $25, I think, per session. So it was super affordable for people. So it was the most consistent job I've ever had as a trainer, for sure. And now I'm like it's been like 10 years. Not 10, but almost. But yeah, so I decided, I was like, you know what, I'll bartend while I'm in school and I can make extra money. And that was like right when I was graduating type thing. And I ended up being a bar back for a long time because they were like, you have to work yourself up. You can't just join and become whatever you feel like being. All right, let's dip into the richer brown tones. But yeah, so I had to be a bar back for quite some time. And it was almost like a fraternity thing. Like they did like a whole initiation type thing. But that was like the greatest job. Like it was in a really crappy area where it was definitely like not the safest. I could never be like one of the girls, like a cocktail waitress or something, just because it would scare me. Like people getting drunk that I don't know, I'm not comfortable with. Like, so I was happy to have like a bar in front of me, but that was really, really fun. And then I would go from that and I'd get off at like 3 a.m., which that, I feel like that kind of ruined my like drinking years for sure. Not to say those are still going. Not a lot, but we would drink after every shift and then we go out to breakfast and it was just a whole thing. So it wasn't a healthy option to stay there for a really long time, but I did work there for a few years. But yeah, I couldn't afford everything and I wanted benefits. So I went to UPS and I started working at the airport after. So my shift there would start at 4 a.m. So I'm such a night owl and I think that's just never changed, especially after working a job like that for years of bartending and then going to UPS, and then I'd get done at like 10:30, 11 in the morning, and then I'd sleep during the day, then go back to bartending. But both of those jobs were actually fun. Like UPS people, it's actually a really fun job. It's hard, like you sweat like crazy. Like I live in Arizona, so there's times where you're working in like 110 up heat, and there's no AC. Ugh, and people, the chew, a lot of chew, a lot of disgusting habits. But that was actually a really, really fun job too. And the benefits were great. I just couldn't stay there. I could probably have had a future there. And there's times even now where I'm like, I should have stayed and became a driver. But I was always stressed out. It was a really stressful job because I went from doing that to being a supervisor and it was exhausting. And I was just like, I don't want to live in stress every day. And that's all it was for the entire shift was breaking up like packages, picking up like holes. Like when people say like they were rough with my package, I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea. I'm 5 feet tall. You have to build walls of boxes. And if you can't, like even on a stool, I couldn't reach the top. So things got up there somehow. I don't know, how they did that, but I completely understand. And of course now I'm upset when I get a broken package and I'm like, that asshole probably threw it over, But that was also a really fun experience. Where else did I work? I've worked at Sweet Tomatoes. That was another high school job. I got to be a cookie girl. Like literally, I'd bake cookies and go pass out cookies. And people are very happy to receive cookies, So that was really fun. I have been blending forever. All right, I'm going to grab this shade from the palette with my finger. Too, I feel like these metallics, they're a little drier than her normal ones, but that could just be me. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Gosh, I'm trying to think what else I've done. I did end up bartending for quite some time, and that was, like I said, it was a really fun job, so I had no complaints there. It just wasn't like a long-term lifestyle that I wanted for myself. Like, I wanted to start dating and I wanted weekends and like that was the hard part. Like I was just like, I don't want to be, I'm only bringing it in a little bit because then I'm going to do this white pearly shade. All right, so I'm going to go with the rest of the lid with this shade here. I'm going to take it up above my crease. Oh yeah, and then I maintain a personal training job for forever. I've worked at so many gyms. Gym people are most, other than the people I work for right now, and part of that is because my trainer was my coach when I started competing, and now I work for him. But like getting into that, like I would never suggest anyone be a personal trainer. Like I'm like, it is not an easy road. You don't have benefits. If people are on vacation, you're not going to get paid. it's very stressful. So, especially in times like this. So, but yeah, gym people are very schemy, slimy people. All gym owners for the most part. And I've worked at least 7, maybe more different gyms. And just, ugh. I worked for LA Fitness when I first got out of college. $6. They were charging $55 a training session. And you get paid $6. So that was not going to work out. So I was like, oh, I'll be a physical therapist. Like, maybe I'll go to school for that. And then I just, I worked in an office and I met a lot of great friends. But I realized, like, physical therapy just wasn't for me. Like, the speed of it, like, I just missed training. Like, I was just like, this isn't a fill-in for it. I just couldn't do it. So I worked at a physical therapy place as a tech for years, and then I worked a desk job for them, and that was the worst. I realized I am not someone who can work behind a desk. Like, I just went crazy, and I was just like, I hate this. Like, I miss the benefits, but I hated my job, and I was just like, this is not for me. Insurance companies, oh no. No. And then, yeah, recently, last year I worked for Amazon, had my personal training. It's always on and off. So I'm going to pick up, which one? Do I want this one? I think I'm going to use the silvery one just because I don't think I've used that one that much. And I'm just going to press it with my finger because I want some glitter. I want to spruce this up a little bit. Amazon driving. It's got its ups and downs for sure. But it's a nice way to, like, make a little extra money when you need it. I've never thought that I would, like, be one of those people that, like, sit in my car and, like, start pounding the steering wheel for no reason. Like, you see that in movies and you're like, no one does that. I do that now. Like, the app will stop working and I don't know where I am, or people don't leave their codes to get into their apartment complexes, and I'm just like, because you don't get paid hourly. You just, like, you accept a rate before you go. So if it takes you way longer, and you pay for your own gas. Like, you're a 1099. So it's not as, like, easy as it looks. And then people are so weird too. Like, yeah, so yeah, it's temporary, when I need the extra money, I don't mind doing it. Gosh, I forget how pretty this is. I haven't used it in a while. More because it's just the glitter everywhere and on my nose. But yeah, I love my job though, personal training. I love being able to help people feel better about themselves. It's a job where I feel like I'm making a difference in people's lives, and that's great, But yeah, just a lot of different stuff. Classes, I used to teach a lot of classes. Like, I used to teach boxing. I used to teach boxing. Look how nose, my got so red just touching it. I used to do a lot of stuff like that. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of the bronzy glitter as well, and just put it on the outer corner. And then, yeah, all kinds of shit, I could never be like a yoga instructor though. That was just never for me. I still can't do yoga. It doesn't relax me. I still feel like I have to, like, work out after. Maybe it's because I suck. But I'm just not good at it. And so I'm just like, I would never, I don't know. I just don't have a passion for it, I guess. I need things to, like, be up. I don't know. When it comes to working out, I also need to stretch more though too. This is going off on a whole lecture of myself. But yeah, those are some of the weird things I've worked. I feel like there's more too if I could, like, really think about it. But a lot of restaurants, retail, oh my god. Okay, let me put my foundation on, then we'll talk about that. Please open, don't break my nails. Okay, so we're gonna use these. I believe this is Brownie. I have to know these by now, right? Nope, it's Earthquake. From Marc Jacobs. I'm just gonna bring it halfway in. I really have this pretty color from Pixie. It's like a sepia type color, like a sepia burnt orange. I don't know. But it breaks my eyes out pretty badly. Like, my eyes will just turn bright red, so, and I want to film more videos. So I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna do that. All right, so we're gonna go back into this one and we're gonna use that shade again that we used in the Chris. Oh, I was gonna say about retail. So one, if you're ever gonna work in retail, I picked stores that I wanted to be at, which was like the worst thing you could possibly do, right? Like we're always like, I'm gonna work there. Can you imagine, like if I worked at Sephora, do you know how much money? I would never make money. I would spend all of my money. So most of the stores I worked in, I was just like, why did I work here? Like, why would I pick this? But the worst was, and I'm someone who can find interest in anything. I never wore high heels, but started at Baker and ended up with a million pairs of high heels. Boots, high heels, I don't mind as much. For some reason, those I can like be fine with wearing. It's actual heels that I can't, especially when it like squishes your toe and you have like the ugly like toe crack situation. Does that make sense? But I started working at Victoria's Secret too. That was the one job. I think that was like my shortest lived job I've ever had. I quit pretty fast. Like I think I only lasted like 2 months. Folding clothes, like I said, is not my thing, especially when I was at like, you know, Hollister was one of the reasons why I didn't like it. Folding underwear, it's a whole other story, okay? If you go in, you should appreciate the amount of time someone's sat there and organized those freaking thongs. Every little drawer that you pull out, they're color coordinated, like Roy G. Biv, which every single time, just like numbers, I have to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, like if someone says like, what letter is W in the alphabet? I have to like go through my fingers. Same exact thing with rainbow. I don't know if that makes me not, I'm smart in a lot of ways, but not that way. Disaster. Like when someone would pick up like just like one thong, I'm just like, are you kidding me? Do you know how long that took? So, and I also think like, I'm just someone who has, working with all girls is just not my thing. I have 2 male bosses now. UPS, I was one of like 3 out of like 100 guys. Like the bartending, barbacks, like I just get along with men better that are just there to have a good time. You know, where I feel like I mean, I'm not saying every place, but you know, women just create a whole different environment, I think is what it is. And I've just never been one to like feel comfortable in that, personally. So yeah, and like I said, I mean, I've met like some of my best friends working jobs, so it's not like saying like all women, but I'm just saying like an all woman place or like a predominantly all women place it's a lot harder. Like I feel like there's more power tripping going on in those jobs. Let me know if you agree. But yeah. But yeah, that's why I didn't last long at Victoria's Secret. I was just like, no. And the discount wasn't that great. And I was just like, okay, I'm done. All right, I'm going to dip into the very, very first shade we used just to smoke this all out. I still want to do a little bit of something because I feel like I like this look, but I'm just like, I need a little bit more oomph, if you will. If I'm going to do my makeup, I'm going to do it. Please recommend all shows that you are currently watching because I need them. I feel like we've literally watched everything that I could possibly think of to watch. All right, so from Jaclyn Cosmetics, I'm going to pick up this shade Extra. All right, we're going to take it like in the inner corner, and I'm also going to drag it halfway under just to add a little bit more brightness. And then I think what I want to do is add just a little bit right here as well, just to draw. I just feel like it brings attention to the eyes, so I'm going to just take it up. Whatever's left over on my brow bone, I've talked about this, I've not been doing much with my brow bone. For some reason, I don't like, I'm not fine with glitter on my face, but it really irritates me when it's in my eyebrows. Anyone else? So I have the Pat McGrath foundation on right now. I'm gonna use, I feel like this is just like my go-to foundation now. Like, I am trying to hold on for Ulta to have a sale. Not for Ulta, for Sephora to have their sale so I can order another shade. But I'm just like, I think this is, I finally found like my one that just makes me feel the most like me, but still better, you know? And I love how it feels in the skin. Like this still feels lighter on me than like the Ilia one, which, oh, you guys, I broke out right away after taking that one off, and I only had it on for what, like 5.5 hours, so I have no idea what it was that in it. So many oils, I don't know which one. So we're gonna I'm just gonna mix these two and start bronzing away. But yeah, we'll see if my job journey is done, but I'm still like, I could work more jobs. Like, who knows? I'm someone who's like very much like, I'll be willing to try that. I could do that, you know? One time I had this lady when I was at physical therapy, she's a flight attendant, and she was trying to convince me to do it. She's like, you're young, you'll have so much fun traveling, it's such a great job. But by then, like, I already had, like, Nick and I were already like 3 years in dating, and I was like, I don't want to be gone all the time. Like, I don't think I could do that. I feel like that'd be more fun when you're single, like, not now. But also, like, they were just like, you have no idea how mean people are. And like, she would tell me stories of like she's like, oh yeah, one time like there was turbulence. She's like, I fell, and she's like, and people had the nerve to like not ask if I was okay, but like, excuse me, ma'am, can you throw my trash away? While she was still on the ground lying. And I'm like, I'd get fired. I would lose my mind. Like, nope, no thank you. But I did think that would be fun if I was in another life. At the same time, I also get really sick on airplanes, so I don't think that would work out for me very well. I really like this bronzer, this like little palette. I think it's so worth the price. I definitely wiped off a little bit of concealer, but we're gonna act like we don't see that, okay? All right, I'm gonna use Becca Wild Honey, one of my absolute favorite blushes. It's like, I think I like 3 blushes total. I like Becca Wild Honey, and I like NARS Madly. Those are like my 2 favorite blushes. The most neutral ones that people are like, are you wearing blush? Like, those are mine. I absolutely love this color, and I feel like it's perfect on everyone. So, now then, I'm gonna spray my face with this Farsali Rose Gold Mist. I mean, you guys, like, I'm like, why am I buying mists? Like, you guys saw me haul this months ago, and like, look how much I've used. I'm just like, I'm not buying anymore. That's not true. But look, my facial expressions have gotten better. I'm trying to get used to it. I have some facial like spray toners, and now I'm like, okay, you're gonna get through this. You're gonna learn to love it. Una parola. Okay, so we are gonna use this Wet n Wild Mega Glow. I really have missed this shade. Like, I put it in my bathroom because I was like, I love it so much. Don't put your hands in it. Bloom Time is what it's called. And it's like, one, I just love the whole thing. Like, I'm always like, dip into this side. Don't ruin the whole thing. But I love this so much. So if you are in the market for a new highlight, it's like intense, but it's still, like, it can be subtle if you want it to be subtle, you know? All right. Next up, we are gonna use, I'm a mess. I'm like, where is my stuff? I just thought it was in front of my face. I already lined my lips with the Pat McGrath Supernatural. And then we're gonna go in with Bare from Becca. So you guys have heard me talk about the Becca lipsticks for a while now. I feel like they always make my like yearly favorites. The shades I have right now are Tulip, and this is Bare. But Ulta today is having their 21 Days of Beauty. And if you are looking for good lipsticks, these are the most hydrating, like one of my favorite formulas of all time. I love these. I ordered 4 this morning. But they're on sale for $12. They're usually $24. So I would say if you are looking, grab it up. And they have really good neutral shades, but they also have some, you know, pops of color. I got the whole line of neutrals. But I love it. I love it so much. So much. And then in the center, we're going to do a little bit of Bare Minerals. Yes. All right, guys. This is the finished look. I really like how it turned out. I know it's not the most exciting, but this is like my feel-good makeup, you know? Like, It doesn't matter what I'm wearing. I could wear whatever I wanted if I was gonna leave. You know, like, these are like good makeup looks to just have when I'm like, okay, I don't know what I want to wear. I'm just gonna focus on my makeup. I'm still that person that's like, I change my clothes at least 5 times before I'm like, this is the outfit I want. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know what, I want to film more Shop My Stash videos. Let me know what topics you guys would be interested in. You know, we do favorite shows, favorite books. We can go over relationships, anything really. My bad experience with online dating might be fun. But yeah, give me some ideas of things that you guys want to know. Or we can do a Q&A. I've never done one of those on my channel. We can do a lot of stuff. So please let me know though, so I know what to film. I kind of want to use, I still have the ABH Amrezy palette that I want to use more, the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I might do a full like Pat McGrath day if that would be interested. So the more you guys let me know, the more it helps me out to know that you guys are interested. But regardless, I enjoy hanging out with the few of you that are down there. So comment down below in the comments, what's your worst like job that you've ever had, and what is your favorite job you've ever had? I want to know. Because sometimes I'm like, just because like one is more successful, like I made more money in certain jobs, but the jobs that I had to like really grind at and like just go for tips were actually my most fun jobs. So yeah, I am interested to know. But that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye guys. Bye guys. Why do I sound so froggy? Oh, itchy. Oh, hair. Are you sure you don't want a hair tutorial from me? It's beautiful.